Protecting your energy is one of the most valuable things you can do for yourself because the older you get, the more you realize how limited it is and how important it becomes to be selective with where you place it. Energy is not infinite, and when you give it away freely to everyone and everything, you end up drained and frustrated and left wondering why you feel so exhausted even when you haven't done much physically. Energy leaks happen in conversations that go nowhere, in arguments that don't matter, in constantly trying to prove yourself to people who have already made up their mind about you. The more you allow your energy to be wasted in places that don't serve you, the less you have for the people and the moments that actually matter. It is easy to feel guilty about saying no or pulling back from certain people, but protecting your energy is not selfish. It is survival. Every time you give someone access to you, you are making an investment, whether you realize it or not. And like any investment, you want to see growth instead of constant loss. People who take advantage of your kindness or expect you to always be available are not valuing your energy, they are consuming it. The truth is, not everyone deserves a seat at your table, and not everyone deserves to hear your thoughts or your plans. Some people have to stay outside of your circle for you to stay sane and balanced. Think about how many times you have felt drained after spending time with certain people. You walk away from those interactions carrying weight that doesn't belong to you, stress that isn't yours, and problems you never asked to solve. That is what happens when you don't protect your energy. You start living other people's lives and carrying their baggage while your own peace gets left behind. Protecting your energy means being able to recognize when someone is always taking and never giving, when someone's presence leaves you tired instead of inspired, when someone uses your listening ear as a dumping ground but never checks on how you are doing. Those are the moments you learn to step back without apology. It also means paying attention to what you consume, not just who you allow around you. Energy is drained not only by people, but by constant negativity online, by watching too much news, by scrolling through drama and comparison that leaves you feeling empty. Every piece of content you absorb affects how you feel and how you show up in your own life. If you want to protect your energy, you have to filter what enters your mind as carefully as you filter what enters your body. Just like you would not eat food that poisons you, you should not allow thoughts or media that poison your peace. Protecting your energy is choosing wisely what you feed your spirit with daily. Another part of this is learning to set limits and not feeling obligated to explain them. You do not need a reason to say no, and you do not have to justify why you are unavailable. Protecting your energy is sometimes as simple as not answering the phone, not attending every gathering, not volunteering for everything, and not chasing people who show no effort to meet you halfway. Boundaries are the walls that keep your energy safe, and without them, people will walk in and out of your life taking whatever they want. You cannot build a steady future if you are constantly letting others drain you to the point where you have nothing left for yourself. Protecting your energy is ultimately about valuing your time, your emotions, and your presence enough to know that they are not for free. They are your most precious resources, and once you give them away, you cannot get them back. When you decide to protect your energy, you are no longer living on everyone else's terms. You are choosing where to shine and where to stay quiet. You are deciding who gets your best and who no longer deserves access to it. And that decision is one of the most powerful ways to reclaim your strength and your freedom. Protecting your self-respect is one of the most important choices you will ever make because it is the foundation for how you allow others to treat you and how you carry yourself in every part of life. Self-respect is not something someone else gives you, it is something you claim for yourself by the standards you set and the boundaries you enforce. The moment you compromise on your self-respect for the sake of keeping the peace, keeping someone in your life, or avoiding conflict, you begin to shrink yourself and hand over your power. When you let people talk down to you, dismiss your worth, or disrespect your values without standing up for yourself, you send the message that you are willing to accept less than you deserve. There are countless situations in life that test whether you will honor your self-respect or not. It could be in relationships where you tolerate behavior that leaves you feeling small, or at work where you let your talents go unrecognized because you are afraid to speak up. Every time you ignore your own value, you trade dignity for comfort, and that trade always costs more than you realize. Protecting your self-respect means being willing to walk away from places that do not appreciate you, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it feels lonely at first. Because when you hold on to your self-respect, you open the door for better opportunities, better relationships, and a better sense of peace within yourself. Self-respect is also about refusing to settle for crumbs when you know you are worthy of more. That could mean refusing to stay in a relationship where love feels one-sided, where your needs are dismissed, or where effort is not reciprocated. It could mean refusing to settle for a job that undervalues you or an environment that constantly disrespects your presence. Settling erodes your self-respect little by little until one day you realize you have built a life around pleasing everyone else but yourself. Protecting your self-respect requires courage because it means saying no when others expect yes. It means demanding better when others are comfortable with less. And it means being willing to be misunderstood for the sake of staying true to who you are. Another way you protect your self-respect is by being intentional with the way you speak about yourself. The words you use about yourself either reinforce your dignity or strip it away. When you constantly put yourself down, when you make jokes at your own expense, when you downplay your accomplishments to make others feel comfortable, you are teaching yourself and others that your worth is negotiable. Self-respect is built by affirming your own value, by carrying yourself with quiet confidence, and by refusing to participate in conversations that diminish you. People will mirror the way you treat yourself, so if you want respect from others, it begins with how you respect yourself first. Self-respect also thrives in the choices you make in private when no one else is watching. It is in keeping promises you made to yourself, in not betraying your own standards, just because it is easier in the moment, in being disciplined enough to live by the values you say matter to you. When you break your own word to yourself, you weaken the foundation of your self-respect. But when you consistently choose actions that align with your principles, you reinforce the truth that you are worthy of honor and dignity. Protecting your self-respect is not about perfection, it is about consistency in the little things that remind you of your own worth. At its core, protecting your self-respect means never allowing external approval to define your value. Opinions change, people's judgments are inconsistent, and what pleases one person today might disappoint them tomorrow. If you live your life chasing validation, you will always be at the mercy of someone else's opinion. But if you protect your self-respect, you live by a standard that no one else can take away from you. You move with confidence because you know your worth is not up for debate. You make choices not from desperation, but from strength. You carry yourself in a way that commands respect without even having to demand it. That kind of self-respect becomes unshakable, and it shapes every relationship, every opportunity, and every experience you allow into your life. Protecting your health is one of the greatest responsibilities you have to yourself because without it, everything else loses value. You can have dreams, goals, and opportunities, but if your body and mind are not strong enough to support them, they will slip through your hands. Health is not only about avoiding sickness, it is about building a lifestyle that sustains your energy, your focus, and your strength as you grow older. Too often people take their health for granted until it is threatened, but protecting it means being proactive instead of waiting for problems to force you into action. Every choice you make daily either strengthens your health or slowly chips away at it. One of the most important aspects of protecting your health is taking care of your physical body. This means prioritizing movement, eating food that fuels you instead of weakens you, and respecting the limits of your body instead of ignoring them. The older you get, the more intentional you must be about staying active, because strength and mobility do not protect themselves. Protecting your health means choosing discipline over convenience, walking instead of always sitting, cooking instead of always ordering, resting instead of burning out. It is not about perfection, but about consistency in habits that build long-term vitality. But health is not only physical, it is also deeply connected to your mental well-being. Stress, anxiety, and unprocessed emotions can take a greater toll on your body than you may realize. Protecting your health means protecting your mind from constant worry and giving yourself space to breathe, reflect, and reset. Too many people ignore their mental health because they think toughness means carrying everything alone, but true strength comes from balance. Allowing yourself to rest, to talk about your feelings, to disconnect from noise, and to seek peace is not weakness. It is a vital part of maintaining your overall health. Another part of protecting your health is learning to listen to your body instead of dismissing its signals. When you constantly feel tired, when you experience pain, when your body sends warning signs, ignoring them only leads to bigger issues later. Protecting your health is about paying attention, scheduling checkups, and not waiting until things get worse. Many health problems can be prevented or managed when they are addressed early, but pride and neglect often lead people to suffer unnecessarily. Respecting your body means treating it like the only home you will ever have, because that is exactly what it is. Sleep and rest are also crucial in protecting your health, yet they are often the most neglected. Many people sacrifice sleep to meet responsibilities, but long-term lack of rest weakens the body and the mind in ways that cannot be ignored. Protecting your health means valuing rest as much as productivity, because rest is what allows you to keep going without breaking down. Rest is not wasted time. It is recovery, healing, and renewal. Without it, your body cannot function at its best, your decisions suffer, and your energy is depleted. Ultimately, protecting your health is an act of self-respect. It is choosing to prioritize your well-being even when it requires sacrifice, even when it is inconvenient, even when others may not understand. It is deciding that your body and mind deserve the best care you can give them because they carry you through every stage of life. Health is not guaranteed, but protecting it is within your power through the daily choices you make. By guarding your physical strength, your mental stability, and your emotional balance, you protect your ability to fully live, to show up for the people you love, and to continue building the life you want without being limited by what you neglected. Protecting your peace of mind becomes more important the older you get because life will always offer endless opportunities for stress, conflict, and distraction, but you do not have to let every noise invade your inner calm. Peace is not something that just happens on its own. It is something you deliberately guard by choosing what you engage with and what you walk away from. Every time you allow negativity to dominate your environment, whether through toxic conversations, unnecessary drama, or the pressure of trying to control what you cannot change, you weaken your own peace. Protecting it means knowing when to step back, when to disengage, and when to refuse to let other people's chaos dictate your mood. One of the greatest threats to peace of mind is the tendency to hold on to situations you cannot fix and people you cannot change. The more you try to control the uncontrollable, the more restless you become, because you are carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. Protecting your peace is about acceptance, not weakness, but strength. The strength to say, this is not my battle. This is not my responsibility. This is not something I will carry anymore. It is learning the difference between what deserves your effort and what deserves your release. Letting go of control frees your mind from the constant cycle of worry and frustration that robs you of joy. Another way to protect your peace of mind is by being mindful of the company you keep. Some people bring calm and encouragement, while others bring conflict and tension. Spending too much time with those who thrive on gossip, arguments, or negativity slowly eats away at your inner balance. Protecting your peace means being selective about who has access to your space and not feeling guilty for creating distance from those who disrupt it. It is better to have fewer connections that uplift you than many that drain you. Every relationship in your life either contributes to your peace or takes from it, and learning to tell the difference is essential. Protecting your peace also requires controlling the inputs that shape your daily mindset. The conversations you listen to, the content you consume, the environment you surround yourself with, all of these things affect how calm or restless your mind feels. If you constantly feed yourself with news of conflict, endless comparison online, or the noise of people who never stop complaining, then peace will always feel out of reach. Choosing silence, nature, meaningful conversations, and content that inspires growth helps you maintain the mental space you need to feel steady. Peace of mind is not the absence of noise, but the ability to quiet the noise you do not need. It is also about managing your own reactions. Often, it is not what people say or do that steals peace, but how much power we give it over us. Protecting your peace means learning the skill of detachment, choosing not to respond to every insult, not to join every argument, and not to let someone else's bad day ruin your own. The more you practice self-control in your reactions, the stronger your peace becomes. People may expect you to engage in their battles, but peace is preserved when you decide some things are not worth your energy. Silence, distance, and calm responses are powerful shields. Ultimately, peace of mind is a daily discipline. It is created by the routines you keep, the priorities you set, and the boundaries you honor. It is making time for rest, for reflection, and for the activities that bring you joy without guilt. It is choosing simplicity over unnecessary complication, choosing clarity over confusion, choosing calm over constant noise. When you protect your peace, you are protecting your ability to think clearly, to love deeply, and to live with balance. Without peace, everything feels heavier than it should, but with it, even the hardest days feel manageable because your mind remains steady and grounded. Protecting your dreams and purpose is about never allowing age, doubt, or outside voices to convince you that your best days are behind you. The truth is, no matter how old you are, you still carry ideas, goals, and desires that deserve to be nurtured. Too often, people give up on their dreams because society tells them it is too late, but dreams do not expire. They only fade when you stop protecting them. Purpose is what gives life meaning. It is the fire that wakes you up with excitement, and without it, days feel repetitive and empty. Guarding your dreams means refusing to let them die in silence simply because the world doesn't see them as realistic. Protecting your purpose means not comparing your path to anyone else's. It is easy to look around and feel like you should be further ahead, or that someone younger has already achieved what you once wanted. That comparison will kill your motivation faster than failure ever could. Everyone's timeline is different, and the fact that you still feel a pull towards something means it still belongs to you. Protecting your dreams is not about chasing them recklessly, but about holding them close, even when others don't understand. You cannot expect people who have given up on themselves to cheer for you when you refuse to give up on yourself. Another way to protect your dreams is by keeping them safe from unnecessary exposure. Not everyone deserves to hear your plans. Not everyone can be trusted with your vision, and not everyone will believe in what you are working toward. Sharing your dreams with the wrong people can invite doubt, discouragement, and negativity that weakens your confidence. Protecting them means being selective about who you let into your creative space and only allowing voices that support, guide, and encourage. Silence and action are often the best ways to protect what you are building because results speak louder than premature conversations. Protecting your purpose also involves being consistent in the small steps. Dreams are not protected only in big moments, but in daily habits that slowly move you forward. Writing down your ideas, practicing your craft, saving for your goals, and taking small risks all reinforce the fact that your purpose matters. When you neglect these small actions, you unintentionally let your dreams fade. Protecting them means being intentional, even when no one else is watching, even when progress feels slow, even when motivation is low. Discipline becomes the guardrail that keeps your purpose safe from being lost in excuses. It also means protecting your dreams from your own self-doubt. Sometimes the loudest enemy is not outside, but inside. That voice that tells you it is too late, that you are not capable, or that failure is inevitable. Protecting your purpose requires silencing that voice and replacing it with reminders of your capability and resilience. Every challenge you have already survived proves that you are equipped for the next one. Every setback is proof of strength, not weakness. Protecting your dreams is believing in them enough to keep going even when the road is unclear, trusting that clarity comes through movement, not through waiting. Ultimately, protecting your dreams and purpose means living with the conviction that life is not over until it is over. The years behind you are not wasted. They are preparation for what you are still meant to do. Your wisdom, your experiences, your lessons learned, all of these are tools that empower your purpose now more than ever. Protecting your dreams is refusing to let them go unfulfilled because of fear, doubt, or the opinions of others. It is guarding that part of you that still wants more, that still believes in growth, that still chooses passion over resignation, and it is that protection that keeps life meaningful no matter what age you are.